welcome to episode 29 of Living the Amazing Life podcast. I'm so glad you joined us this morning. Again, I have my good friend, my executive pastor, my spiritual son, Franco Charles is here with us on today.
Yes.
And we're just here just to encourage you and to add value to your life on today, because we have a really, really good topic that I want us to focus on today. And the topic is, I'm going to let the cat out the bag. The topic is seasonal transitions.
Oh, wow.
Now, I know, Franco, I know there may be some people out there stuck today, or you may be in a place in your life that you do not like, and you really don't understand where you are and how you got there. So what we want to do today is help them kind of get we may not help you all the way, but some type of understanding.
Some light.
Yeah, some understanding of where you are and how you got there. So we want to talk about seasonal transition. So we want you to share this podcast with your friends and family. I'm telling you, you want to add value to them. You want to be others driven with them. Share the podcast, and I guarantee you they will be blessed. So, Franco, I'm so glad you're here with me on today. As always, it's a delight and a pleasure to have you on the podcast.
Wow.
And I appreciate you, and I just appreciate who you are as a person, a leader, a coach, a mentor, a consultant. You have added so much value to so many people, and but I want you to help me unpack this topic, seasonal transitions.
Well, it's great to be back. I feel like home. I feel at home, but it's really great to be on with you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Okay. So what I have here as we get into episode 29. First of all, I want people to I want you to say this. I want you to do this. Tell yourself, I have the potential to be the best at what I do.
Wow.
So you have the potential to be the best at what you do. And that's why you have to learn how to navigate through seasons. You have to learn how to navigate through transitions, because a lot of times I found out and have coached and counseled people, they got lost in the transition.
That's true.
And so you got to, you definitely got to understand that. And so let's get into this. Here's what I want to put out there. Your greatest moment of power is between the completion of one season and the beginning of another.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's loaded.
Yeah. And so when I mean by this, Franco, I mean that between seasons is what I call the off season.
The off season. You always talk
the
about
off season. The off season, I like to relate it to NFL football team or NBA football team, where and I asked the question, what do you do in the off season? What happens in the off season?
What happened in off season?
Most times, majority of the time, I'm going to say majority of the times, what happens is that there is preparation done in the off season. I'm preparing for something new. Yeah, I'm preparing for something new. So when we talk about the off season is so crucial.
It's very crucial.
Yeah, what would you say about this off season?
I just love the first time when I heard you even introduce that, because most of the time people think the off season mean I just need to relax. I just need to sit back and be comfortable.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely correct that you use that moment to prepare so that you can become the best person that you want to be.
Yeah. And that is so crucial, because you can become lazy in the off season.
Oh, yeah.
And I always say you can't be amazing if you're lazy.
If you're lazy. Yeah.
You can't be and so you want to make sure that you take advantage of the off season. So some of the things that I talk about in my off season, or if a person is in an off season, some of the things that you should do. Now, taking a master class, or taking a college course, or reading a book, or whatever you can do to add value to yourself is what you want to do in the off season.
That is correct.
Because when God transitions you from one season to the next, you got to be able to make that transition properly. You got to be able to understand, when I go into this new season, that there's going to be new things that happen. There's going to be new people I will meet.
That's correct.
There will be even new money that will come my way.
That's correct.
There will be, of course, new opportunities that will come your way.
Yep.
So you need to be prepared for the new season. But one of the most important things is completing the old season first.
Yeah, and you actually went even deeper with this in your new book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the language of the next level. Even when I saw that, you talk about a season in your life, how you actually preaching or teaching and giving workshops on closing a season. And then you got that enlightenment to say, hey, I need to close this new season so I can experience this new season. And that's what I believe too, as you alluding to transition. Most transitions, because they're misused, it causes us to misuse opportunities.
Wow.
So in other words, a misused transition causes you to misuse an opportunity.
Wow.
You don't even know it arrived.
Wow.
You didn't even know it arrived.
Wow. Did y'all get that? Y'all need to write that down. I'm telling you, because one of the things I've learned in my latter years is that seasons are so important, and you really have to understand the season you're in.
That's correct.
You really have to understand it. And you have to understand that you cannot really properly transition into one season until you completed the old season.
Man.
It's almost like, how can you pour new wine into old wineskins?
You dropping it, I'm telling you.
You it's impossible.
Wow.
It's impossible. And then if you try to say, you try to escape out of one season, the old season, and try to create a new season for yourself, you're operating illegally.
So you can't engineer your own transition. You can't engineer your own season and try to create something new. I'm feeling you on this. You're really putting it down. But that is why, like you're saying, and I'm hearing you, such an urgency in your voice.
Yeah.
You can't mess it up.
You can't. You really can't. And so when you went so if you tuned into this podcast today, and I want you to lean in a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of times we are discombobulated. We're confused. We're just our life is all over the place because we don't have the understanding of where we are.
Yeah.
Number one, you got to know who you are, and then you got to know where you are. And if you got both of those confused, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
And so, first of all, I got to know who I am. And then when God takes me into a new season, I got to know what this season is all about. Yes. And if I don't know what this season is all about, I'm going to ask, now, what season is this? What do I supposed to learn in this season? What is I'm going to acquire in this season?
Wow.
And so I need to prepare myself for that. I need to be in a position where I can get the clarity and the understanding of where I'm at.
Man, I'm feeling.
Yeah.
You really came prepared with this. I'm feeling it. Those of you have to be in the studio to really feel Coach Tim's heart. We don't want you to miss it.
No.
So much great things are coming for you, and if you blow in this transition, or this transitional moment in your life, so many opportunities are going to be missed.
Hi, I just want to share how much I really enjoyed today's program. I learned so much. My husband and I we have already started a business. We're really in the infancy stages. We learned some great pearls and some things that we need to think through for the future to how can we expand and grow our business. We are looking forward to our free consultation to understand more about what we don't know. And the energy that Tim Harrell brought was excellent, and I really appreciated it.
My name is Tanisha Williams, and I had the great opportunity of attending Mr. Tim Harrell's Next Level Coaching, and it was more than awesome. He gave great tips, both professionally, financially, and he gave every avenue that you can imagine as it relates to business. So if you have been thinking about opening or starting a new business for yourself, This is the course that you definitely want to partake in. It gave everything that you need as a foundation. He is even going to offer you a free coaching session. So if you have thought about it, take advantage of the opportunity. He has been more than awesome. And I want to say thank you. And I had the great opportunity of getting this book. Can't wait to read it.
Good morning. So my name is Lamont Wayne. I am one of the associate ministers here at Gethsemane Baptist Church. I came to Mr. Harrell's course this morning. I'm so glad I came. As someone who's had an LLC the last 4 years, but have not done anything with it, I really didn't know how to maneuver, how to start. I learned a lot of terminology today as far as business. There was just so much to, I don't know, I could just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. My biggest takeaway is the idea of being a serial entrepreneur. In business, you don't have to be limited to one area, one lane of expertise. You can take some of what you learned over here, and that will actually be beneficial as far as starting another business in another area. And so overall, again, it was just a great course. I'm glad I came, and I recommend it to anyone who needs knowledge or information concerning starting or running a business.
Yeah, so many things are going to be missed. I have, one of the things that I Franco, that I believe that in order for a season to drop into a person's life, there must be a time.
There must be a time.
Okay,
you're giving the formula now.
Yeah. There must be a time. I believe that as Ecclesiastes talks to us, there's an opportune time. Every season is an opportune time. And so every season of your life needs time. So I'm gonna use myself. Years ago, I could not manage my money. I was a bad manager with money. I was an impulsive spender. I would spend my money, had no control. Wow. It was bad, y'all. It was bad. Credit jacked up, bank account in overdraft. It was just bad. It was bad.
Right.
And in my off season, God taught me how to respect money, how to manage my money, right? In my off season. And so I began to really take an assessment of my off season because I knew that there was something that God wanted to do greater in my life.
You felt yourself coming into something. You felt it.
I felt it. Yeah. I felt it that was much more to Tim Harrell than where Tim Harrell was at the time.
Wow.
And if I really wanted the best for Tim Harrell, if I wanted more for Tim Harrell, there were some things that and adjustments that I had to do.
That's right.
And so I learned how to really manage my money and respect money.
Yes.
And when that time came where I knew how to do that, a season came. It wasn't until a time that season that I was looking for came.
Yeah.
God could not release that season of prosperity in my life.
Yeah.
Until I gave him a time.
Until you gave him a time. And the great thing about it, as I'm hearing you, you manage that time to introduce that new season.
Yes. And this is so crucial, guys. This could really save you a lot of heartache and pain. And because one of the first things I thought about is I was like, man, why did I get this before? Look all these years that I wasted.
I believe that is probably 90% of people's questions.
Yeah.
Why is this not showing up in my life? Why is this not happening? But you said during the off season, you allow God to prepare you. And I think sometimes we run from the preparation, but we still want the blessings.
Woo.
Yeah.
Don't
prepare me, just still bless me.
Yeah, just give it to me.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
It's going to happen. You have to understand that if you're in an off season today, you're in a great place.
You're in a great place.
Because if you're in an off season, that means that you're in the transition.
Yes.
You're in transition.
Yes.
Right? You're in transition. And transition is between an old season and a new season.
That's transition.
And so you got to say, okay, if you're in an off season, you say, okay, what do I need to learn? Because I got it. Well, let me back up a little bit. what did I learn from the old season?
From the old season.
That I can use in my new season.
In my new season.
To make my new season better.
Yes.
To make my new season more prosperous.
Yes.
To make my new season more exciting. What can I learn from this
Somebody's
old season?
being helped. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah. You know, the songwriter said, when I look back over my life, I see that I got a testimony.
I got a testimony.
Use your testimony.
Yes.
To take you into the future that God has for you. And don't discount those negative things, those bad things that happened in your old season, because they're going to help you navigate through the new.
You're absolutely correct about it too, Coach, because here's the deal too, what most people have to understand. Your transition or your seasons that you're in, they're not there to punish you.
Wow.
They're there to prepare you.
Wow.
I recall, when I first started, before I got this wonderful opportunity to be here in Norfolk. Yes, Norfolk, yeah. And moving from Texas here, I never knew you. But during that whole time, even off-season, not so off-season, I was just preparing myself.
Right.
And the preparation was I was locked into my purpose.
Yes.
And the beautiful thing about it is when you lock into your purpose, opportunities are demanded to find you.
Wow.
They don't just find you.
Right.
They are demanded. They become like a magnet. And then you came to Houston. We were at a conference.
Yes.
And boy, did that season change.
and you're so right, because in some seasons, yes, we may have a desire to say, well, God, this is what I would love to be doing.
Yes.
Because I remember when I first met you, and I said, Franco, what do you desire to be doing in 5 to 10 years?
Oh, you talking about the prayer.
Right.
I needed that prayer though.
Right. And what you shared with me, even though you had that desire,
yes,
what you shared with me looked totally different from where you are right now.
You gotta have a vision. You gotta have a vision.
You gotta have a vision.
Yeah.
You gotta have a vision. So even though you had a desire for that, and you were preparing for that,
right?
And like you said, you focus on preparing yourself in your purpose.
That's correct.
In your off season, because you never know where God may take you.
You never know.
You never know where God may take you. Even though you may have had you had a desire to do something else in Houston, but God brought you all the way to Virginia.
Oh yeah.
All the way to Virginia.
Yes.
And I can say that you're happy being here.
Oh man, I'm more than happy. Purpose brings fulfillment. There's a scripture that came to me when you were speaking as well. It said there's many plans in the heart of a man, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail.
Yeah.
And it doesn't disqualify my plans.
Right.
It's just let me know that God will always win.
Yeah. God will always win.
And I allow him to win. And it brought us here, and definitely my family and I were very happy.
Yeah, and you know that when I know when I pray for you that when I ask you that question,
you're gonna tell it on here. You're gonna tell it. You told me that prayer had an agenda.
Yeah. I said, well, I'm gonna be others driven and pray for the man of God, but that is not what I really.
He was real spiritual about it, y'all. Real spiritual.
Because when we
it was good.
When we met you and Lady Carol, your lovely wife and your lovely daughter Leah.
Thank you.
And we were sitting in that conference that day, and I was telling my wife, Lady Rose, I said, you know what? We need him.
Wow.
Because, we were in the market.
Lady Rose is such a wonderful lady.
She is.
Yes, woman of God.
And we were in a market here at Rebirth Church for an executive pastor.
Wow. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that. And so so we were, we had met with our congregation, and we said, hey guys, we're going to be looking for an executive pastor or bringing an executive pastor on board. And that was like 3 or 4 months prior to us going to Houston.
Before, yeah.
And when we got to Houston, we met you guys, and when you spoke and you started teaching on leadership and leadership principles and teams, and I was like, my God, this is who we need. I didn't know anything about you. I didn't know anything about Carol.
Yeah.
I just knew in my heart, I said, this is the guy we need.
Wow.
And my wife and I went back to the hotel, and we talked about it, and so we started, getting counsel, because with the multitude of counsel, there's safety.
I love that. Yes.
So we started getting counsel, and still, you guys didn't even know what we had on our heart.
No.
Yeah,
That's probably like 5-6 months later, right?
Yeah. So from April to September. Is when you found out that we wanted you to come.
Yes.
And because we brought you guys here for the anniversary.
Yes.
And so, long story short, they're here.
We're here.
They're here. They're here.
We're here.
They're here. They're here in a new season.
What a transition.
In a new season.
What
in
a
new season. And the thing about it is, in all of those, and when I think about their seasons and their experience in ministry, because prior to coming to Rebirth Church, you guys worked as a consultant.
Yes.
And you consulted with many churches. In Houston, and you would think, and when I was thinking about it, you would think that you guys were in a season, but really you guys was in an off season.
Yes.
You know, that's just me.
I'm
just
with you
me.
on that.
That's just me. That's just me.
You throw some wisdom on that.
Because God was
He was
really
preparing us.
Because really. So have you ever been in the executive pastor role in any other churches?
No. I've never been in executive.
Okay. So Pastor Franco's role here at Rebirth Church is he is the executive pastor over all church operations and administration. Right? So even though he worked as a consultant, developing churches, helping churches, building teams, systems, and structure, is what he's an expert in that, right? But he did it in countless churches, right? But he never held an executive pastor role at any of those churches.
No. The great thing about it, and you're so right, as I'm tracking what you're saying as well, there'll be moments during the transition when you think you've been called to do something specific, but when God wants you to do something more distinctive.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've always been specific on what I want, what I want to do. Like I say, from age 12, for some reason, it just, and I'm 50, just turned
just
that birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thank you. So the great thing about it, I've learned even at the time when we, was in that season, off season or transition, we just knew in our hearts that something was going to change. And that's one of the things we like to share even with our viewers. You know it.
Yeah.
But the question now, are you going to surrender?
Ooh.
You know it.
Yeah.
God will never allow you to guess a season.
So you say it's people that fight seasonal transitions?
People fight it because remember when we said about the distinction and what we really want to, I specific. This is what I really wanted. You asked me, you prayed for me. The man of God is praying for me at the conference, and I'm giving him this big elaborate vision, and the vision was
it was great
real.
vision, a great vision.
It was beautiful, but was it distinctive of what God is getting ready to do? And that's why in that season and that transition, God, like I said, when I first came, he cultivates you for your new season. So there was a major cultivation going on. And even though I never was in the position of an executive, you saw how the transition came in because I work with leaders like yourself close. But the beautiful thing about the transition in the season, there is something else. Goes from cultivation to transformation.
Wow.
And you talk a lot about
right.
If you allow it to happen, you'll be transformed into what that season has been preparing you for the whole time.
Right. And of course, you cannot have manifestation without transformation.
I like that. I like that.
And we're seeing the manifestation. Yeah, we're seeing the manifestation of the transformation.
Yes, sir.
And that's why, guys, it's so important that
very important
that you understand the season you're in.
Yeah.
And allowing God to do what He desires to do in you, because you never know where God may take you.
Yes.
You never, as you preparing yourself in your off season, you may have some desires of your own.
You will.
You have some desires on your own.
That's okay.
Lady Rose and I, we always talk about how, if we ride in a certain neighborhood or ride past a certain neighborhood all the time going somewhere else, and we end up moving in that neighborhood. We used to say to ourselves, we said, we never knew that we were moving this neighborhood. We passed this neighborhood all the time. Never knew. We had a desire to live somewhere else.
Yeah.
But we live in this neighborhood.
In that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I lived with you for a whole month in that neighborhood.
Right.
So
you never know where God may take you.
You never know.
The place that we were desiring, where God has us now, is greater than what we was desiring.
You just said something that just triggered me just now. You showing up with a desire or a plan. Let God know. It's allowing God to know you're willing to think.
You're willing to think. Ooh. Yeah, that's
because
good.
Because I strongly believe, according to Ephesians 3:20, said, all that you could imagine or think. God said, just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But here's where I come in. I'll do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you could ever have.
That's a great scripture.
I strongly, that's my favorite scripture. I strongly believe that our ideas and what we think about is really our respect to say, I'm willing to use my mind.
Yes.
But get out of the way when I'm getting ready to bless you now.
Absolutely. And I'm telling you, this is so good.
Yes.
This is so good because, the central key, as I want you to get, if you don't get anything else, is the preparation.
It's the preparation.
It's the preparation. It's the transition.
That's good.
The preparation, when you find yourself at a place of you're preparing, you're going back to college, you're taking master classes.
Yes.
There's a
business.
Yeah, starting a business. There's certain things that you're doing. You on YouTube watching all these podcasts and getting information If listen to me, if you're that person that I'm talking to today, you're in transition. If there's a deep hunger inside of you to want to know more, to want to grow, to want to accomplish something, you're in transition. What God is doing is getting you ready for your new season. Yeah. You're getting ready for your new season. And I'm telling you, you don't miss this, because a lot of people get lost in transition. Yeah. They get lost in transition. Man, maybe some dramatic thing happens. Maybe they lost a loved one. Maybe they lost their job or having some financial. They get lost in the transition. And what I'm here to tell you today, don't get lost. Don't get lost. And if you need help, I can help you. Of course, I'm a coach, and one of my favorite subjects is seasonal transitions. Yes, it's one of my favorites, and this is, I'm telling you, this is one of the subjects that God helped me. Yes, you said that. He helped me. I was, I knew that God had something great for me. And I had walked away from a season. I remember starting my first church, and because of some hurt and some pain that I experienced in ministry, I didn't complete my season. Right. And then God spoke to me one night when I was praying and meditating and watching Christian television. He spoke to me. He said, you're encouraging everybody else to complete their season, and you have not completed yours. Wow. And when I said, yes, Lord, man, the floodgates of heaven opened, the windows of heaven opened. Something about that, yes. I was struggling in my business. Wow. Oh my God, my business took off. The ministry took off. I'm telling you, my nonprofit took off. I even started a new business, Next Level Coaching and Consulting. It just took off. Yes. Because I said, yes, Lord, in my transition. Wow. That took me into a whole completely new season. A new season. And in this new season, I found myself sitting with some generals in the body of Christ, sitting at the table with multimillionaire new people. Heirs. I'm telling you, it's been awesome. It's been, because I say yes, Lord, in the transition.
There's so much that comes with a yes. I believe God's yes to us in a transitional season is his reward. He said, if you dare to say yes to me, I'll open up everything for you. Wow. I'll open up everything for you. And we've seen that too. Wow. Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, Franco, we didn't got lost. We got lost in time because this has been so great. And I pray that it helped someone out there today. I believe somebody said. And so if you need help, we're here to help you. You can, you can get this 60-minute coaching session if you desire. The information is on the screen, and all you do is hit the link, hit the QR code, or go on to nextlevelcoach757.com website, and you can get the 60-minute free coaching session, a 1-hour coaching session with Coach Tim Harrell, and I can help you navigate through your transition as you enter into a new season. All right? And so you can do that. And so, Franco, it's so good to have you as always. You are one of our frequent guests. And so you will see Franco again. I'll tell you, a man of God who's full of wealth and knowledge, and he just knows about how to navigate through life and how to help people do that. And so we appreciate him being here at Rebirth as our executive pastor. You and Carol and Aaliyah has been a truly blessing to us. So again, guys, I want you to connect with me. I'm on all the social media platforms. Please feel free to connect with me. And as always, until next time, it's time for you to live your amazing life. God bless you.